Well, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to our impromptu interview for the speakers that are going to be live on the Dominion Blueprint webinar that will be taking place a week from this Saturday on August the 15th. And I am so excited that I get to share the stage with all of these amazing individuals. So, my guest today is Felice Smith, and she is the financial guru that is going to help you steward your finances properly as you establish who you are out here in these streets. So,
Yes,
hey, ma'am, how are you?
I'm good, Dr. Coylette. How are you?
I am excellent. I am excellent. I'm excited that, time is, we were just talking about how quickly time is going by, but I'm
Yeah,
excited that we're only a little over a week away from
yeah,
being able to actually go out here and set kingdom standards for people and help them with their identity and help them to steward what God has given them. And so
that part.
please tell a little bit about what you're going to be sharing because what you're sharing is one of the most important things that we're going to be talking about that day. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Valise Smith, and I'm known as the Financial Clarity Architect because I help business owners architect financial clarity when they're ready to grow and scale their businesses. And when it comes to kingdom, when you add the kingdom element in there, we have to understand that financial stewardship isn't just about how much God has entrusted to you, it's about how faithfully you're going to manage what He has already placed in your
Mm,
hands. Because we
mm.
know that to whom much is given, much is
That's
required.
required.
Okay. We also know that He's not going to expand your territory if you haven't been faithful over what He's already in placed in your hands. And so,
Right.
how you manage a dollar is the same way you're going to manage 100, 1,000, 10,000, a million, so on and so forth. So we definitely
Absolutely.
have to make sure that we're applying the proper financial stewardship principles to what God has already placed in our hands.
I think it's so important that we have to bring order to our finances if we want to be blessed with more. We're talking about expansion and growing and wealth transfers and all of these different things, and these conversations are going on in the kingdom. But if you're not stewarding what you already have, if you've not established order in what He's already blessed you with, He's not going to bless mess. He's not going to keep stuff on
Yeah.
top of stuff.
Yeah. And I love that, Dr. Coylette, you said that because financial order, it's not about perfection. So let's debunk that myth
Mhm.
right now, right up front. It's not about being perfect. God doesn't expect us to be perfect. We're not expecting perfection. It's
Mhm.
about creating clarity in your finances so that you can make wise decisions, so that you
Right.
can make strategic financial decisions, so that you can grow and expand what has already, like I said, been placed in your hands. I just can't stress that enough.
It's so sad that, especially even our youth, they're not taught financial stewardship. They're not taught how to manage money. It's like, we take these children through 12 years of school and just and release them and say, okay, go away and go to college.
Yeah.
And they're so not prepared.
Yeah.
But
And
unfortunately, they're not prepared because their parents weren't
I was just gonna say, and that's why, that's why, because their parents don't know and they haven't taken the time to learn and to educate themselves. I tell part of my story all the time, and I'm not gonna get into a long, drawn out, story today because we just don't have enough time for that.
prepared.
But the one thing that I will say is that my parents taught me to go to school, get good grades, and get a good job.
Mhm.
And my parents had good jobs for the era that they were growing in, but they had poor money management skills.
Mm.
They had good jobs and poor money management skills,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the reality of it is that they didn't teach me, they didn't talk to me about money at all,
Mm-hmm.
because I was so good in math and math related subjects is how I got on this path and this
Wow.
trajectory to financial things, because I would take so many personality tests. Back in the day it was Myers-Briggs, today they call it
Mm-hmm.
disc assessment, things
Mm-hmm.
like that, to kind
Yeah.
of find out what I wanted to be when I grew up, right? Or, what would make a good career for me. And it led me to accounting and finance related disciplines. And so,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a lifelong learner and I desire to learn more, because I had that foundational concept of go to school and get good grades, that gave me a seed of
Mm-hmm.
education. And so I educated myself in that space because there was a gap. It was a
Mm-hmm.
weakness in my home. Financial
Mm-hmm.
literacy was not taught in my
Mm-hmm.
home, in my
Mm-hmm.
school. So I pursued it and I learned it. I wasn't born like this. I learned it. I educated myself. I applied myself. And because I did it, you can too. And it's available for anybody.
I love the fact that you applied it to yourself, but you didn't keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that's what's so important. You're out here training others
Yes.
based on what you've experienced and what you've learned. And that's so important, especially in the kingdom,
Absolutely.
especially in the
Absolutely.
kingdom. You
Absolutely.
know, I remember, and I was blessed because my parents were entrepreneurs.
Okay.
And so I was writing checks and balancing checkbooks at like 12, 13 years old,
Awesome. I
you
love it.
know.
Yeah.
And so that was a blessing for
Yes, it
me. All
was.
right. My father passed away when I was 7. So as soon as my mother could take the time to help to train me so that I
Mhm.
could help her, she did
Yeah.
that. She
That's
did
good.
that. But I noticed my friends around me
Didn't
had
get the
no
same.
clue,
They didn't get the same.
had no clue.
Yeah.
Right. I remember my first bank account. They used to back in the day do a Christmas savings account for the children,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know. And so my first bank account, I probably had at 10, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
was being taught. Now,
Yeah.
I say this for a reason.
Hmm.
So I grew up knowing and being taught and still winded up being a bad steward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The
Yeah.
important thing is to apply what
Yeah.
you're learning. Now I've come a long ways. I'm not that same bad steward I used to be,
Yeah.
but I remember getting out there in the world and
Absolutely.
not budgeting.
Absolutely. I was just going to say, because the world opens up to you when you see all of these shiny objects, and we get the shiny object syndrome. You're like, oh, I want that. And oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. And then you end
Mhm.
up biting off more than you can chew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're in debt.
And
And
then
now
you're,
what?
yeah. And we're not using debt responsibly. And so, yeah, because we're not operating off of a budget, we're not writing the vision and making it plain. All of that.
That part.
Yeah, you got to write it
That
down.
part.
Yeah, I teach my clients all the time, every dollar needs a destination. And you
Mhm.
need to determine that destination
Mhm.
before the dollar hits your hand. That
Absolutely.
requires you having systems set up
Mhm.
and in place so that as soon as that money hits your account, it knows what to do. It knows where to go because you've told it
Absolutely.
based on your
Absolutely.
goals and your vision that you've already set down and
Mhm.
written out, so that
Mhm.
those that run can read it, those that read it can run with it.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That's setting order in place.
Right. It's giving your money a name.
It's giving your money a name.
It's giving
Absolutely.
your money a name. When it's just an object that means nothing to you, because this was my, and it's still partly who I am, but I've learned to steward better. But
Yeah.
I was like, if I could barter with buttons, I would barter with buttons. Okay. I
Mhm.
am not in love with money. All
Okay.
right. money is a means of exchange to get what I want.
Yeah.
However, okay, if I don't steward it properly,
That's right.
I have learned I can't get what I want.
That's right.
I can't get what I want. So
Yeah.
I had to learn to back up and go and was like, okay, give my seed a name,
Yeah.
give my money a name. And
Yeah.
here's something that I just learned recently
Okay.
from my mentor, Dr. Cindy Trim. She was teaching on financial literacy, and she was saying one of the things that the church doesn't teach us is that we get our seed, we sow it, we think that the harvest coming in from that seed is ours just to spend. And she said, it's yours to reinvest. And then the dividends off of what you invest in is yours to spend.
Hello, somebody. That's the parable of the talents, all day, every day, and twice on Tuesday.
Okay.
What did he tell the one who buried his talent? You wicked and slothful servant. At least you could have deposited my money with the bankers and earned some interest.
Right, right. But we're so busy, we spending up the seed. Like, wait, okay. So I planted and I got a return, but I done spent the return, so I don't have nothing to replant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just even the farmers, right?
Yes.
Like, when they bring in the harvest, they take the seed out of the harvest and they replant
it. Absolutely.
Man, I can't wait for your session. I am so serious. I am so serious. It is good. We need this.
Yes.
We need this.
And I cannot amplify this message enough. I will continue every chance I get, every opportunity I get. And like you said, I learned it and I didn't keep it to myself because I tell people all the time, God gave me gifts and talents in a space that many people would rather avoid. People don't like talking about taxes. They don't want to pay their taxes. They don't want to file their taxes. They don't want to talk to you about their money, period. They don't want to talk about their money and how they imagine it or how much they're making or lack.
Because it's shining a light that you're mismanaging it. That's why they don't want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
That's why they don't want to talk about it.
God
because the wealthy, the wealthy, they're sitting in their meeting with their bankers. They're talking about it.
They talk about it.
They're meeting with their financial planners.
Yep.
Talking about
They're talking about it.
And that's why they're wealthy.
And that's why. And so we compare apples to oranges all the time. Oh, well, they're doing this, or they're not paying taxes, or they're doing this, but you're not even operating like they do. And they are not the standard. God is our standard. If you look to the word, he will tell you exactly what it is that he wants you to do, that he expects you to do. And again, I amplify this message because gifts, God blessed me with gifts and talents, and gifts are meant to be given. Talents are meant to be shared. Yes. And so I have to continue to share and amplify this message because it's my kingdom mandate.
You've answered your call. You were created with the purpose specific for the financial realm, and you've answered your call. And that is so amazing. That is so amazing to know that you are aligning yourself. Like, money is not wicked, y'all. It's the love of money. But money is not wicked. From probably in my early 20s, I had been saying I wanted to be an angel investor. It was something that I learned about, and it just stuck with me to be able to bless people, to help them with their businesses. Because again, I grew up in an entrepreneurial home. All right. So even though I mismanaged for a time frame, there was, the fact of entrepreneurship has always been a part of me. It's just part of my DNA, so to speak. Okay. Because that's what I grew up with. And I said I wanted to be an angel investor. Well, once I came into the kingdom and I really started to understand about the power of being a kingdom financier, it took on a whole nother level. It took on a whole nother level. And so that's why we need to talk about this. That's why we need to understand how to make our money make money for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that comes from setting a portion of it aside. You cannot
Yes.
spend every
Make it
dollar you
spin.
get.
Exactly.
You cannot. Every dollar that you get is not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It all belongs to God. And it
Mhm,
just goes back to, us being good stewards. And
mhm.
kingdom business isn't just about earning money, more money. It's
No.
about managing the resources in a way that honors God and
Yes.
serves his people
Yes.
well.
And the key is you'll never do without if you honor him.
You will not.
You will never do without. I'm a living witness. I don't care how tough and how hard things get. He
Yeah.
will always be that one that makes the provision. He shared this with me earlier this year because I was just like, going through a little drought period and whatever. And I was like, Lord, I need some money. I need some finances. And he said, no, you don't. He said, you need my provision.
Ooh, ooh, that's good.
I was like, okay. He said, because I can provide for you what money can't.
Absolutely. That's
And I
good.
was just like, oh, dang. Okay. And I switched up my prayer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
within his provisions is finance, but there's so much more to it.
There's so
And
much.
then when you start stewarding his provisions,
Yes.
life just changes. It just
Yeah.
takes on a whole new meaning.
Absolutely.
Whole
And
new
at the
meaning.
end of the day, we got to understand that stewardship requires order,
Yes.
right?
Order is the key.
Order creates clarity. It allows you
Mm,
to be able to see better, and clarity creates confidence.
mm,
And then when you
mm.
have the confidence that you're doing well, then the capacity comes. Then you can expand your territory. But you
Yeah.
got to have your house in order in
You've
order
got
to do
to.
that.
You've got to.
Yeah.
The same way you have to bring structure to your business and structure to your home, you got to bring structure to your finances.
Yes.
So I'm so excited about what you are going to be sharing on August the 15th. Guys, if you look, I know I'm always backwards, but I think the QR code is right up above me here. If
Yeah.
you scan that QR code, you will be able to register for our webinar on Valise's registration page, and you'll actually be able to go in there and read a little bit more about her. So I am encouraging you, register. You want to be a part of this webinar. It's only 3.5 hours, guys, on a Saturday morning. What else you doing
Yeah. Yeah.
other
So
than
many
going shopping and spending the money that you need to be using to bring on?
you
I'm
need to
sorry,
learn
that
how.
just came out. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Hey, it obviously
so,
needs to be said. It needs to
so
be said.
So join us on August the
Yes.
15th, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right. It is going to bless you. I
Yes.
promise you. There are 7 of us that are going to be speaking that day, and each one is just fire, serious. Go on my platforms because you'll hear from 2 other ones that have already been here in the spotlight, and then I have another one tomorrow. Jerusha, she's online with us right now. She just said, ladies, this is crucial for the people in the body of Christ. Yes,
It
it
is.
is.
Yes.
Yes, it is. So I am so excited. Thank you, Valise, for
Me
sharing with
too.
us
You're welcome. Thank
today.
you for having me for
You
this
know,
spotlight moment. And I'm
stirring these
looking
people
forward.
up.
Yes, and I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the power that's gonna fall from on high next Saturday, because that's what's
Mm,
gonna happen.
it's going to
Yeah.
be amazing. It's
Yeah.
going to be amazing.
Woo.
All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. You know somebody need to see this because you know somebody that needs Valise's help. Okay.
Yes.
And so share this out and tell them to be a part of the webinar next week. All right. All right.
Okay.
God bless. Take care.
You are.